Hello, everybody.
Okay. Gray jumpsuit in the squally. What was your name again? You were Hector Villicana, yes?
I'm in Thurston County, Your Honor. Thurston County.
You're in Thurston County. You're in the ARC. Okay. Do I have a Thurston County defender?
Your Honor, it's a Lacey case. Ms. Camiri will be appearing.
Okay. All right. Hector Villicana, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Looks like we are on for several preliminary failure to comply and 2 changes of plea. Is that what I'm seeing here?
I believe so.
Quick clarification, Your Honor. It's 1 change of plea. City will have a motion to dismiss on that second case.
So, Mr. Villicana.
Yes, Your Honor.
I have a document in front of me titled Statement of Defendant on Plea of Guilty. Did you have an opportunity to go over this with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
The charge is theft under the Lacey Municipal Code. And you have some rights, such as the right to a speedy trial, the right to hear and question witnesses, the right to testify or remain silent, the right to be presumed innocent, and the right to appeal a finding of guilt after a trial. You understand that because there won't be a trial, you are giving up those trial rights?
I do, Your Honor. I understand.
There's a recommendation here to...
I can clarify, Your Honor. There's a lot there. We're recommending that the court enter the conviction and close the case. City's moving on the court's acceptance of the plea to dismiss the case ending in 3028. That's trespass charge. And we're also recommending that the court simply note the violations on the probation cases. I'll explain why when we get there.
Okay. Is that the outcome you're expecting to hear, Mr. Villicana?
Ms. Camiri, I think that's correct.
That's correct. Pleading to theft and then the other case dismissed.
And then no violation for probation or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
With all of that in mind, how do you plead to the crime of theft in the 3rd degree?
Unfortunately, I plead guilty, sir.
All right. Has anyone made any threats or any promises except what's in this document to get you to make that plea?
No, sir.
There's a statement here says on or about February 9th, 2025 in the city of Lacey, you unlawfully took the property of Target valued at around $67.96. Is that a true statement?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
Accept your plea, find that it's made knowingly and voluntarily with full understanding of the consequences, and that there is a factual basis. Having done so, I will hear from the city, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. The city would ask the court adopt the recommendation as provided. In a vacuum, it looks like Mr. Villicana is getting a heck of a deal here, but there's more going on than that. There's a pending felony. Mr. McClellan's been working closely with the DPA on that case, Your Honor, and I think it's set for resolution next week. So this is part of a global resolution there.
Okay, understood. Ms. Camiri.
Your Honor, as Mr. Sharp said, this is part of a global resolution in exchange for pleading guilty. Mr. Villicana will be pleading to burglary in the 2nd degree for Thurston County Superior Court matter with credit for time served as a recommendation. So you will have that felony case. Mr. Villicana does have extensive history. He recognizes that. During his time at Thurston County, he was able to get a mental health and substance use evaluation done, which found that he does have numerous mental health and substance use disorders. He is going to treatment. He's going to have the ability to get treatment for the issues that are now identified and work to hopefully not be back here again.
Okay. Mr. Villicana, you have the right to address the court before I make a decision on your sentence. Is there anything you would like me to consider?
Yes, the recommendation, sir. I just want to point out the fact that I'm this close to getting housing, and what's it called? Which is why my extensive history is pretty much like trespasses and petty theft and stuff. A little too much free time on my hands, and I got a bunch of medical disabilities. I broke my jaw, and like I don't want to get into all that, but what's it called? So I have to go to like the Harborview Medical Center, and it's just taking a toll on me. But I'm this close, like what I was saying, to getting the help I need as far as hand housing. So hopefully, I'm this close. I know there's a huge waiting list on it, and I'm literally almost there. So hopefully I can be out of your guys' hair.
Well, you know, you might have heard me say it for somebody else already, but I keep hoping that people will put us out of business. I'd really like it if you weren't in here in trouble, but here we are. Okay. Well, I'll agree with what the prosecutor said, at least for the first part there. This does sound like you're getting one heck of a deal. And I understand that part of this is because it's a global resolution with a superior court case, but I don't have that other matter in front of me. So from my perspective, this does look like you're getting one heck of a good deal. I don't know what's happening in superior court, but sounds like credit for time served. And I hope that with the services you've been able to get while you were in custody, that maybe we won't have you back in here again. So
Yeah, I'm
let's
hoping
hope.
so. I'm hoping so.
I imagine you do hope so. All right, and for each of the preliminary failures to comply, I'm going to note the violation and I'm not going to take any action.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I've signed the order indicating that this matter is closed on acceptance of the plea I just accepted. I've signed the order of dismissal on the cause ending 3028. And I am going through each of the preliminary failure to comply cases and indicating that you are, since we're not taking action on them, that you are not being held on them.
Yeah, I don't believe there are any holds for Lacey. That may save some time. I don't think JNSs are necessary to note the violation. I'll double check that on the jail roster.
Well, you know what?
Ms.
I only
Cameri.
have one of them left. So at
Okay.
this point, I'll just go ahead and get all that paperwork in there, even more for the file. Okay. In fact, that was the last one. I thought I had one more after that. The one I just signed while I was saying that was in fact the last of the pre-FTCs. Okay. Mr. Villicana,
Yes.
stay out of trouble. Do what the Superior Court tells you to do. All right.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Mr. Carey, and Mr. Sharp. I can't imagine to tell you how grateful I am. Thank you very much. You guys have a wonderful day.
You too.
As a matter of Jack Farmer? For the people I have,
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Nora Ali on behalf of the people.
thank you.
Your Honor, Bill Clovis, P38434, on behalf of the defendant, Mr. Jack Farmer. Would you please identify yourself? Yes, Jack Farmer.
Where do things stand?
Your Honor, so the attorney and I spoke about adjourning for a final settlement conference for further negotiations, but I do want to advise the court at this time that I did meet with the complaining witness today, Ms. Angel Farmer, and she did advise me of a couple of bond violation allegations that I'd like to bring before the court.
Good.
So the first being that she does have photos of Mr. Farmer hanging out at bars with drinks in his hand. And she also received flowers from him the day after Easter, which would have been April 21st of this year, which would be considered a violation of his bond.
Does the bond have a no contact provision?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can I respond?
Oh, yeah, I just want to check here. Let's do, the flowers, let me just ask about the flower instance, so we know what we're talking about. They delivered to her house, what happened?
It was delivered to her house.
That's the allegation, okay. And
Oh, go ahead, I'm sorry.
why don't we hear some testimony, okay? I'd like to find out about the flowers, what happened? Was they delivered, they have a note, anything else? They have a note saying it was from him?
Yes, they did have a note.
Okay,
And she is here today.
she's here, ready, good. Mr. Phillips, anything you want to say?
Your Honor, we're just getting notice of the specific violations. So I don't know if it's under the court rule 14 days after arraignment on them. They should be typed up and given to us like any probation violation or bond violation. If it isn't of emergency time is of the essence, which I don't believe this is. To know a little history of this, I've represented him in the divorce. The divorce, we have several texts from her that says, I love you, I want you back, you need to be with me. If I can't have you, nobody will. Well, he has a girlfriend now, a very serious girlfriend. She's in the courtroom, and they've been very serious together. He doesn't want any part of his former wife. She's gone through heavy depression because she lost a child. And ever since then, unfortunately, and I have empathy for her.
Look, let me cut you. Listen, frankly, I don't care what the victim does. If I find out he's violated the terms of the bond, going to jail.
Well, it's interesting.
So it can be, so it's got to be set for a hearing. And it's obvious you have a lot you want to talk about. I want to hear from the victim. I think they're entitled to some notice of it.
Thank you, Judge. Also,
Hold
we have.
on. Go ahead.
If I may respond, I was just also notified today.
Okay, I understand. Yeah, there's nobody wrong here. It's just, let's get him some notice. Let's set it for a hearing. Okay? And I think you have the notice. The notice is going to say delivered flowers in violation of the bond on this date, drinking on this date, and we will set those for hearing. Okay?
That would be good, that we can bring the person in that owns this establishment, that has typed up a letter, but then I'll have him come in live and say, no, he doesn't drink alcohol when he comes in.
You can do whatever you want.
Thank you,
Is that
Judge.
right?
And Judge, may we always have a bond violation that somebody receives flowers.
So let's do, it's not funny, and I need to tell you. You have contact with her on my watch, you're going to jail. You
Well,
won't be in the courtroom.
he
You
didn't
understand?
have any.
Understand.
Mr. Phillips, I don't want to hear from you. I want him to understand.
I definitely understand, sir.
Okay.
And if she's lying to the court, I want the court to come down on her because I'm gonna bring the
We'll
owner.
deal with that at the time. We'll deal with that at the time, but for right now, we're gonna set it for a hearing and we're gonna need another final pretrial and then we'll get a trial date.
Okay,
What date
that
do you want
sounds
to do
good.
it? It's good. for
If we could have the flower shop owner where they came from also, please.
We can set it for 2 weeks out.
On 2 weeks out?
2 weeks, I'm gonna be in a jury trial for 2 weeks, starting Monday, in Jackson Circuit Court, 2 solid weeks.
Why don't we set it for, and that starts Monday? Let's do
That
3
starts on
weeks.
the 9th.
We'll do 3 weeks from today.
Let's see,
What do you want?
what date would that?
That's gonna be the
June
23rd.
June 23rd, I'm gonna be here anyway.
Good.
So could we do about 11 o'clock?
Can't, it's Judge Slavin's, yeah, Judge Shackelford does it, the prosecutors are tied up. It'll be in front of Judge
What
Slavin.
time did you want to do it?
What's he doing at 1 p.m.?
1 o'clock is even better.
There you go.
If 1 p.m. works with you.
1 p.m. is it. Did I ask if planning minutes is available June 23rd? Good, okay. Why don't you all leave first and then we'll have these people leave in five minutes. Thank you very much.
Can I have the name of where the flowers came from?
I think talk to the prosecutor. You can-
Does the prosecutor know?
We can speak.
Okay. I just want to make sure to have that. Okay, thank you. Okay, Judge, you have a pleasant day today. Nice seeing you and
Take care.
have a good trip.
Thank you guys so much for coming out and hanging out with me. Be safe, be well, sleep sweet, and much love.